Real estate has its own language. I call it the secret language. There are a lot of terms you will learn when you go to sell your house. There are a lot of terms when you go to buy a house too. And that's a whole nother series. This series is the secret language of real estate as it specifically relates to the home selling process. In this series, I'm going to do 3 different videos, all related to the home selling process and the secret language that you need to know as you go through selling your home. So video number 1 is going to be the secret language of the home selling process as it relates to getting ready to go to market. Second video in the series is the secret language of selling your home as it relates to being on the market. And the third video in the series is the secret language of home selling as it relates to being under contract. So let's get started today with video number 1 in our series, the secret language of real estate, the secret language of home selling as it relates to getting your home ready for market. That's what we're going to talk about today, and we're starting right now. I'm Sherri Ann Green with Coldwell Banker. Welcome to my YouTube channel that guides home sellers and home buyers in Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia. So when we think about the secret language of real estate as it relates to selling your house, we want to start from the very beginning, and that is with preparing your house for sale. And the first word you're going to hear from everybody, whether it's your agent or your aunt, is declutter. And I think you know what it means. But what we are meaning by that in real estate is getting that house in as clean and decluttered of a state as humanly possible. And decluttering can be something as simple as boxing up the out-of-season clothing that you're not going to wear and hiding those boxes. It could be filing all the bills every day that you get so they're not sitting out and cluttering the top of your desk. It could be hiding personal photographs and snapshots so that the home doesn't look so personal to you. It looks like a home that someone else might live in or purchase. So decluttering is extremely important. It's a secret word that's not really a secret, but super important for you to start your home selling process doing. Going along with decluttering is curb appeal, and it's a pretty understandable term as well. It is that first impression. A buyer pulls up to your home, pulls into your driveway, pulls up to your condo building, or opens the front door of your house, frankly sees the front door of your house, and what curb appeal are you giving off? Is it clean, tidy, neat? Is it in good shape? Does the door need to be painted? Do you need a new knob? Is your knob loose and about to fall off? Does the key work well? One of the most frustrating things about showing a home and a buyer trying to see your home is you get a copy of a copy of a copy of a key, and that's what goes in the lockbox, and nobody can open the door to the house. So that can all affect that curb appeal because it's that first impression that a buyer has at your home. So from a home perspective, think about it as the grass and the landscaping and the driveway. From a condo perspective, what can you do to spruce up the front of your condo building or even your hallway or even just the front door? Curb appeal. The third term I want to talk about is lockbox, and that may be something that is understood. It's a box where the key to your house will reside while it's on the market. Real estate agents use a couple of different types of lock boxes. Most are very secure and are called central lock or supra lock, and they are only accessible via a real estate agent, a licensed real estate agent. And that access can be instantly cut off if an agent is not in compliance with their local jurisdiction, they haven't paid their fees, or they are in some sort of ethical dispute with the real estate board. My point is, a central lock is a very secure way to hide your key near your house so that licensed real estate agents can get the key and tour the home with their buyer. One of the great things about using a central lock is that you can, as an agent, require people to make appointments. And this can be very helpful if the owner, if you are going to be home while your house is being shown. And when I say be home, what I mean is be living in the home. Don't be home when someone is coming to see your house. You want to get out of the home so that they can see the house and not see you. But a central lock is great because it can tie to a scheduling service that allows us to ask agents to make appointments. Those appointments can be confirmed or denied by your agent, so that the times of the showings are convenient with your work schedule, your social schedule, and convenient when the house is going to be clean, tidy, and ready to go. If your house is vacant or it is new construction, you will often find that the lock boxes an agent will use are a combination box. And that is a simple combination code that they share with licensed real estate agents to get into the box, access the key, and therefore access the property. When you're selling your house, you want as many people to come into that house as possible, and you want to make it as easy as possible for them to come in with their licensed real estate agent. And a central lock allows us to do that. It allows us to schedule their showings, to approve their showings, and to know that their showings took place. And it's a safe place to keep the key to your house while those showings are happening. So speaking of showings, what is a showing? A showing is simply a tour of your home, a tour of your property. A buyer's agent will schedule a showing, will schedule a tour with their buyer client. So one of the things you want to do as you go to sell your house is talk with your listing agent about your showing schedule. Are there certain days that are more appropriate for your house to be shown? Are there certain times of the day that you just can't show your house because your housekeeper is coming or your children have a tutor and they have to be in the home doing that work? So discuss with your agent the showing schedule so that you can communicate that, so that your agent actually can communicate that to the buyer's agents so that showings, tours of your home happen at an appropriate time with your work and life schedule. So one of the most important parts of the prepping your house for sale process is deciding what price to put on your home. And that is usually come up with your agent through the research in what's called a CMA. And that is a comparative market analysis. And that CMA analyzes all of the properties that have sold, that are pending, and that are for sale that are similar to yours. It is the best historical data we have to guide you on the right price to put on your home as it goes to market. So a CMA, a competitive or a comparative market analysis, will help guide you to select the best price in which to list your home for sale. One of the things your agent may do to prep your house for sale is to prepare a virtual tour. And virtual tours come in all sorts of forms or fashion, and they can be pre-recorded or they can be live too. I do a lot of live virtual tours for my buyers who are in other countries at the time that they need to make a purchase. But for the purposes of understanding a virtual tour, it's basically a digital tour of the home in whatever sort of format that makes sense. So a virtual tour could be a video tour of the home. A virtual tour could be a 3D model of the home that looks like a dollhouse that you can actually jump to different places of the home, spin around, do a 360 and get an idea of what the home lives and looks like. Or a virtual tour can be a live tour, FaceTime, WhatsApp video call, Skype, Zoom, all sorts of ways that we can be in an electronic video communication with a buyer. That's a virtual tour. Some are recorded and can be shared with the listing as it sits on the MLS, and others can be live. But it's an important part these days of the home selling process is understanding and letting your agent use what are called virtual tours. I love talking about listing a home for sale and marketing a home for sale. I come from a marketing and advertising background. So listing homes is one of the things that I find most interesting about the real estate process. How do we get that home ready to go? How do we tell the story of that home to every buyer who walks in? If you are thinking about selling your house, you need to watch this video next. It's inside my series of selling your home. I have an entire playlist dedicated to selling, and I think you'll find this video helpful as well.